Alright, so we got the rear end in there. I'm waiting on one more bolt to get the other side completely back on, but for the most part, just got to put the brake back on the driver's side and then put the wheels back on both sides, and it'll be good to go. So, now we're obviously switching to transmission stuff. Got the new converter in there, and that box down there. Don't know why it's zooming in. Zoom out. So, just draining the fluid out of the transmission, out of the Hughes Power Glide, and fluid still looks brand new because obviously we haven't done much. But what I also need to do, which I didn't do before, but we're gonna add a trans-pan sensor. So I'm gonna drain all the fluid out, we'll drop the whole transmission out so we can switch the converter, and then we'll pull the pan, put the sensor in there. We're gonna have to tap it. I gotta look at it, but I think it's 1/8 inch NPT, something like that. So I have to look at that, and we'll tap it, fill back some fluid, obviously, once the converter's back in there, get it all bolted back up, and then we can put the drive shaft back in, get it hooked up back to the rear end, and all this will be done. So should be able to knock this out today. It's not a huge task, it just takes time moving everything around. Alright, so there you can see the welded converter from Hughes. We're gonna get that out, and I'm gonna show you guys what they look like literally next to each other. Now the only thing I hate doing is getting these damn bolts out, which they're pretty easy. There's a little thing right there where you can reach them. You just gotta move the flex plate over until the bolts line up. Now the only thing I'm not looking forward to is the new converter, which is better for it. It's stronger, it's got 6 bolts. But that means double the work. That's okay. So we'll get these bolts out real quick. Hey, hey, hey. What do you think of the new Hughes converter? It's pretty sweet, isn't it? I agree. So, this is kind of your standard. I sell all their converters. If you guys need anything Hughes, not just mod, but GM, whatever. Obviously this is a GM converter, but they actually make converters for the 6R80, and then for obviously 480s, 460s, Turbo 400s, Power Glides, anything in between. But this is kind of your standard 3-bolt welded converter. Still a good converter. So I'm gonna weigh them and then show you guys kind of the difference between the two converters that I have, and then there's a few other options also. So just trying to let that drain out as much as I can. When I weigh them, I'm sure there's a little bit of fluid that's kind of stuck in there that won't come out very easily, but it'll be close. Okay, so let's see, me with shoes and food and whatever. I'm fat. 203.2. Alright. Alright, like I said, there might be a little bit of fluid, but close enough. Bada bing, bada boom. 238.2. So exactly 35 pounds. So that's your standard 3-bolt welded converter. And this, as I've shown you guys before, this is a bolt together, and I'll show you guys up close here in a second. But this is the 6-bolt, but it's a billet aluminum backing plate on it. So let's see. Bada bing, bada boom. I think this thing is messed up. Dang it. Let's redo it. Now this thing is saying I'm heavier. Alright, we are not on even ground. We're moving the scale out. gonna reweigh them all, and I'll tell you the difference, because obviously this floor is not even right here. So, that one's still 35 pounds, almost 36. So, it's showing 6-7 pounds difference. So, let me show you the biggest difference between them though. Alright, so, if you probably didn't have a human scale, it's probably a little more weight, it'd be a little more accurate. But anyways, that one's lighter. The biggest thing is, as you guys know, with stuff like this, it's drivetrain, so the weight loss is a lot more because it's rotational weight. Now the biggest difference between these two, that thing looks huge next to that one. The biggest thing though is obviously on the front side you can see this one's welded together, this one's a bolt together. So if you need to change stators for any reason, you can just pull these bolts out and the stator's in there, you can switch the stator. So the reason why you'd want to do that is, let's say you do some no prep racing. You need a different stator, obviously. You want it to couple different, so you'd have a different stator for no prep versus, like, say you use the same car for prepped racing. You could switch the stator and it will literally change how the car reacts off the starting line and how it puts power up top. Converters make a huge difference on any car. When you're trying to get the most efficiency out of your setup, a converter, everything I believe, in my opinion, comes down to the converter in the end. So let's say your setup is maxed out, your engine, your transmission, you've got everything dialed in, but you're looking for a little more out of the hole or up top. The converter can make a big difference. Now I don't know, I'm not huge on all the technical stuff, how much slip you want, things like that, which with the stock ECU it's kind of hard to see exactly how much slip there is. You can just see if there's slip or not. But a converter can make a huge difference. Now, some people are like, man, I don't want to be pulling converters all the time. It's really not that bad. You know, I did the whole rear end, so it's different, but I can literally pull that transmission like 10, 20 minutes and pull the converter out, and then you could swap stators. We did this on Joe's Fox body for a race when he was doing some no prep stuff. He had a stator that Hughes set him up with, hey Cuppy, that Hughes set him up with for no prep, and then he had a stator specifically for prepped racing, and then he kind of went back and forth because he was trying to refine his setup just perfectly. Like Joe's Fox body was a good example. The car was ironed out perfectly, suspension, engine, transmission, turbo, fuel system, everything was running top notch, and then they looked at the converter for hundreds. So just trying to get the car exactly where they wanted it. And so converter can make a huge difference, and that's where Hughes is really good at. I know a lot of people might not even have a Hughes transmission, but they have a Hughes converter. So Hughes is really good at setting up these converters for your setup. But like I said, the cool thing about having the bolt together is you don't have to send this in to get cut, you know, because what they'll do is they'll cut it down here. They'll pull the stator out, put the stator in that they think will work better. They'll weld it up and send it back to you. Now that's still a pretty quick process. Probably have it back to you in like a week. The cool thing though is they could overnight you a stator or send you a stator, get there in 2 or 3 days, and you can just do it yourself. Or if you carry around different stators, like I said, if you know you're going to go do no prep or if you know you're going to do prepped racing, you can literally switch the stator out. So like I said, I don't know all the technicalities with that stuff. That's just kind of what I know. If you need some more information, I can get it to you from my boy Pete. He knows everything. But holy smokes, look at the back of that thing. So this is all billet aluminum, and the biggest difference on the back side is this is just kind of your standard steel converter, and it's just a 3-bolt. Now, these 3 bolts hold up just fine. Don't think you have to have a 6-bolt, but as you do get up in power, you know, you got a heavier car, whatever the case, that stuff is spinning so fast in there that the 6-bolt does make a little bit of a difference. Now, don't everyone start freaking out and think they need to change their converter to a 6-bolt. I'm just saying this is one of those things you don't have to have, but it's nice insurance to have. And like I said, even if this is only 3 or 4 pounds, say this is only 3 pounds lighter than that, That's rotational weight that's going through the drivetrain. So less drivetrain loss, more power to put down, and you know, everything goes through the converter. So I'm really excited to put this on the car. Huge thanks to Hughes, always looking out for me. And like I said, if you guys need anything from Hughes, I've got Hughes Power Glide in my car. I've got a few cars that we're building right now that we're setting up transmissions with. Unfortunately, parts are hard to get right now. So like these reed cases, Hughes is pumping these out pretty fast, but like a JW bell housing is on freaking national back order right now. So if you do like a Turbo 400 stock case and they got to cut the front off, if they got to cut the bell housing off and put a JW on it, those things are freaking on national back order. I have 2 customers waiting, which I feel bad, but can't do anything about parts right now. It's just, it is what it is. But if you guys need anything from Hughes, like I said, doesn't have to be for a Mustang, I can get it to you. So that's kind of the biggest differences between the two. And like I said, if you need more specifics on converter stuff, you can reach out to me and I can ask some questions to Pete, because he is the man when it comes to converter knowledge. I don't know even a quarter of what these guys know. I kind of just know what works and the basics of it. So we're gonna put that bolt together converter in the transmission. And I actually, so you know, you have to space your converter correctly to make sure it seats in the pump but isn't sitting too far. I think I put it, oh, where did I put it? There it is. So got these little converter spacers right here. And obviously I only have 3. They actually, it's funny, they come in packs of 3s. So I gotta order some more of those since I have a 6-bolt now. So we gotta wait for those to come in. Alright guys, so we got the transmission back in the car. Essentially what we gotta do is get the wheels back on the car and we'll put it on the ground. There's a few other small things I gotta do, but for the most part, converters in, all that good stuff. Just gotta tighten everything up, put the drive shaft back on, but these damn flies are crazy right now. I did, check this out. These freaking flies. Texas in the summer, flies like crazy. Anyways, been working on a couple different windshield banner sizes. This one's massive, but it fills the whole windshield. So those may be available soon. Oh, dang, I don't have a key tag to show you guys. Oh man, anyways, if you go to the website right now, this is bad, but if you go to the website right now, I finally put some key tags on there. They're white with a gray stitching on the outside and then the red Coyote Direct logo, so those are available on the website right now. I created a little merch tab, or you can just search key tags, but they'll come up. I only have a limited amount of those because I wasn't sure how well they would sell, but they actually came out really good. The quality is super nice, so if you guys want to go check out and support Coyote Direct, there is some key tags on there. We're gonna have t-shirts and stickers and stuff on there soon. It's just, I don't have a ton of money to be dropping right now in merchandise because there's something really big I'm working on in the background, and that's kind of why I haven't had too much time to work on the car. I've been really busy with my normal job, plus been pretty busy working on the Coyote Direct stuff and trying to grow that, and then work with customers, obviously, make sure they're good to go. So I haven't had too much time to work on my car. The car now needs to go to Joe's for the new charge pipe to be made to put the Sean's Billet custom alloy manifold on there. So that's the next step. Joe's been actually out sick, so haven't had a chance to take the car over there. So hopefully this week the car will get back to Joe's. He can make the charge pipe, and we can do the other thing that we're going to do to the car, which I think I'm going to tell you guys about in probably the next 2 videos. So that's to come, but there's something really big I've been working on in the background, and it's probably not going to happen until about October, most likely. That's just kind of the time frame that we have right now, or that we were given. So I'll keep you guys updated on that, but I'm really trying to continue to upload on YouTube, but at the same time, I'm super, super busy with some other stuff right now. So just be patient with me. But if you guys, like I said, I know not everybody can afford to buy all these parts for their car, or they may not want to at this time, but if you still want to support Coyote Direct, like I said, we have the key tags on there right now, and then I'm going to eventually add the stickers once I get the sizing that I want for the windshield banners, and you guys will be able to purchase those. Kennedy is working on a logo for some t-shirts, so those will be coming soon too. So we are moving right along. If you guys don't know, I guess I haven't said it yet, but I did sign up and pay for a tech card for FL2K. So that is essentially the goal is to get the car to 2K. Now, obviously, because we changed so damn much on this car and it's been down almost a year, we're getting close. I think we're at like 9 or 10 months right now. And everything has changed. You know, new motor, we got a glide, bigger turbo, the whole straight axle in the back, everything has changed. The weight bias has changed, everything's changed. So that means we have to get the car done in the next like 3 to 4 weeks so that we can spend the month of September testing, because I don't want to go 24-hour, you know, I got to drive almost 24 hours to Florida, and I don't want to do that on a fresh setup and realize that I need, you know, a new converter, or I need to change the gearing or something. So any of that stuff can happen. That's why you got to go test first before you go to these big races, especially when you're traveling that far. So I did sign up for FL2K, got my tech card. So that is the goal. And I know you guys want to see the car out racing. Trust me, I do too. And I know people get bored of watching me work on my car on jack stands all day, but that is literally part of it. Unfortunately, I did so many mods. I've said this 1,000 times, but I did so many mods at once that I kind of missed a lot of racing over the summer. But I'll tell you what, we've been having the flashlight shootouts, and it is too damn hot to be out racing anyways. But I'm hoping the goal is to get the car done for September, start testing in September, because the weather is still going to be hot, but it's going to start to cool off. So I think that'll just be about the right timing for the car for all the changes we've done. So September is the goal right now, to be out testing. Hopefully testing goes smooth. We can start leaning on the car a little bit, and we can have this thing ready for FL2K. Or, you know, like I said, things are going to have to be changed, I'm sure, after the first 1 or 2 outings. Like, that's just how it goes. So that's why I really got to get the car out testing. But I changed so much, and we ran into those electrical issues, and it was a huge setback. So just be patient with the car. It's going to be out, guys. But like I said, if you want to support Coyote Direct, which I really appreciate the people that have, and I will say this, there is some crazy cars coming out this year that I'm lucky to be a part of. So I'm really excited about that, and to, you know, help support those guys. You know, it's pretty cool going out to the flashlight shootout. Obviously I was running it, but in between rounds I was able to help Johnny out, because we did the boost controller install in the CO2. So it was fun to get to show him how to use the boost controller and then help him set it up, because I did work on that car, and that's what I really want to do, is help people spec out their builds, work on some people's cars if they want to bring it to Amarillo, and be able to go to the track and help these people out. And I don't know everything. I mean, shoot, there's tons of people out there that know more than I do, but that's the point of the game, is you just continue to learn, continue to push, and continue to try new things, and that's kind of what we're all about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Working on the tank stang, transmission's back in, converter's back in. We just got to tidy up some bolts and nuts, get the drive shaft back on, put them suckers back on. Got these cleaned and ceramic coated, looking brand new. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys on the next one.